Hello everybody, welcome to Get Her Done. Today is May 10th. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. We are going to show you how to clean your HEPA filter in your vacuum. I looked online and I only saw one method of the way I've been doing it for, I don't know, these vacuums for about 20 years. Take them apart every year, clean them, and put them back together, and they're good for another year. So I did some cleaning with what I have here. This is one of the canisters I took off. I have two Dirt Devils that I never bought. They were in the set in the dumpster area and they needed to be cleaned, and I'll talk to you about that later on, how some of these filthy things were cleaned. But this is the one thing where all your dust is in. This is one of the filter, and when I put them back together I'll show you how this goes in, and there's a little filter. On the schematic for this one vacuum, it doesn't show this little filter. It just shows this filter for some reason. I don't know. So I'm going to put this one together, and then I'm going to show you how to clean the HEPA filters. Now I've been doing this for 10 years, over, well, I would say I've had those vacuums, because I had about 15 years I'd say I had these vacuums. So for the last 15 years, this is what I've been doing every year. I never thought about taping it, but here I am. So here's the HEPA filter out of one. Here's the HEPA filter out of the other one, and it has this little filter with it. So what I do, hopefully I get this thing around and you can see what I'm doing. Position it. There we go. I rinse them out first, lightly. Just lightly. Just rinse them. Stay out of the way. I don't have it on full blast. Usually the dirtiest one is this foam filter. This is usually the dirtiest. I think I might have blown this one out yesterday a little bit. So, put your soapy water, like you wash your dishes in, just set your filters in that. And then we're going to set the timer for 15 minutes here. Boop. Alright. Okay, timer set for 15 minutes. Now we're just going to rinse these out. Doesn't matter if you use full bore on it or not, just clean them out. Now this one comes apart, and I'll show you when I put it back together. These are two different styles of Dirt Devils. The reason I'm wearing gloves is because I've been having problems with my hands. They get dried out and then they crack. So I can keep water off my hands, and this is what I do dishes with, these gloves. Put that in there. And just wash this up. Doesn't have to get, you don't have to get all crazy with it. It rinse most of the dirt off, so I just do this as kind of a rinse deal. Not a big deal. And you should clean your vacuums. Now these two vacuums I picked up from the dumpster at work, and they were clogged. Either through the HEPA filters were clogged, but it's usually it gets clogged in the tubes that suck up the dirt. Those little flex tubes that are all coiled up. Those usually get plugged. The deal, it picks up all the dirt off the floor. That can get plugged. All kinds of different things can get plugged on your vacuums. I've had vacuums that the flexible tube was so clogged, I had to take a piece of 3/4 inch PVC pipe and ram it through that flexible thing to get all the dirt out, and then I washed it. I went outside to my garden hose and I washed the inside of that hose out and then hung it up. Some that I get that these filters are, mostly all of them, you've seen the little square one I had, but these filters are just completely packed. You know, I just turn the vacuum on, I know something's plugged up because the vacuum motor is like, it can't breathe, you know, it can't pull anything through it. So I think sometimes people make the mistake of also, if they have a wet rug or something wet, they'll vacuum over it and they get water inside their vacuum, and that can cause the dirt that you pull up in there to get into clumps, and it just messes everything up. Never tried vacuuming a wet floor with your vacuum, unless you don't like it or not. I mean, use shop vac, you could use that because that's what they're built for. But you know, cleaning this thing here, there's all kinds of tutorials on cleaning on it. Now this one here is pretty simple. It's got a little deal on it that you slide up in there. It's got a little notch in it, so you slide it up in here into that hole, and you fit that notch in there, you tighten it up, and it's done. Ta-da! So we're going to let that soak for 15 minutes, and then we'll rinse it out, and I'll show you what I do afterwards to dry all this stuff out. Alright, I'll be back in 15. Okay, here we are 15 minutes later. Gloves back on again. Took that other parts downstairs. You see this water getting kind of dirty here? See it a little dirty there. Now we turn our water on, not too crazy, because we're just rinsing it out. You gotta remember, this is paper and you don't want to blast it. Shake out what you can. Watch you don't squeeze in on this plastic too much. That's pretty clean. That's pretty clean. Shoulders not in the way. Just rinse it off. And you can see the water is pretty dirty here. That's about it. I shake those out, and then I'll Usually take those, I'll let them sit on that towel for 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll give them another couple good shakes, and I'll set them out in the sun. Put them in my window. Set them up in my window here at the kitchen. Let the sun beat on them. Let them make sure they're super dry, and then I'll install them, and they're good for another year. So now I'll take you downstairs and show you the 2 vacuums and what I'm going to do to clean them and what kind of gets clogged on them, and then come. The battery dead. Okay, I don't know what just happened. My battery died. Put my Sony battery in it when I bought this thing, how many years ago, and it wouldn't come on. Okay, so I rinsed that out. Hopefully I didn't lose the video on that. We'll go downstairs and I'll show you the vacuums that these filters came from. Alright. Alrighty, I'm out here in my bunker. Yeah, I took that Sony battery that came with this camera that I bought 15, 16 years ago. Original Sony battery, and then I bought a couple other batteries that were just aftermarket ones. And I put that Sony one in the charger and it just shows green, like it's already charged. So I'll have to try it a couple more times. That's strange to that original battery. I figured these other 2 aftermarket batteries would die before that Sony one. Well, Sony ones are expensive. But heck, that's interesting. I'll have to let you know later on if I can get that Sony one to work again for some reason. So here we are at the vacuum again. Alrighty. And this is just this is the one that fits into here. All fits back into here. It just snaps back in place. Is this the one for that? No, this is the one for the other one. Okay. The one I washed up there is for this one. So when I got this one, I can't remember. Like I said, sometimes this pipe here, this flex pipe, gets all full of junk, and you just have to take everything apart and clean it. Sometimes there's this little pipe here that goes from where it picks up dirt, it comes up into here, which goes into here or here, and gets pulled down into here for vacuum to get all the junk down in there. Sometimes this gets all plugged up, or this gets plugged up. All kinds of different things people throw out perfectly good vacuum cleaners for. I've taken vacuum cleaners to the Goodwill, or not Goodwill, I've taken them to Savers, I take them to the Salvation Army. I've taken probably about 15 or 20 of those over the last 20 some years and let them give them to people. I don't know if they even take them anymore. I just haven't been doing them. I've just been letting them throw them out. So I'd had other things to do. So I haven't done a vacuum in a long time. So you just got to clean this up. Your beater brush here in the bottom. I got stuff on my... This gets junk up in it. Hair and whatever not. I take this all off, clean this all up here. And then you can wipe this down. You can wipe all this dust down on top of this plastic here, and it'll get dusty again. It just attracts dirt when you're vacuuming. So I just try to clean them up once a year and wash out those HEPA filters, put them back together, and run them for another year. I probably take care of these 2 vacuums and my other vacuums I had before they just bit the dust more. I've had Dirt Devils. I seem to have good deals with them. I've had Hoovers and stuff like that. You know, I can't complain about the price of these. They were free. And once these things start going bad and I get down to one, then I guess maybe I might end up having to break the bank and go buy one. I don't know. But so far these keep working. Just, you know, keep cleaning them out, keep them clean. You know, the motors can go out. If the motor goes out, it's more expensive just to try to get a motor to put one motor back in it. It's not cost efficient. So just go out and buy another one. But here's the other one. You can see there are two different styles, but they're both Dirt Devils. Yeah, they're two different styles, but they're both Dirt Devils, and have different HEPA filter. This one, the HEPA filter fits down into here, that square one, and then the other HEPA filter fits into this front side here with this cover. It goes behind this cover. So they're there. They're used. They just in different places on these vacuums. That's all. So I was kind of wondering, since I have my old filter for my car, I just happened to just throw it up there. I got my old filter. I wonder if you could wash one of these out and reuse it. I don't see why not. It's the same type of filter. I mean, it's got the paper pleats in it. I don't know why you couldn't. I mean, you couldn't drive your car for a long time until you let this thing completely dry, because you can't do this wet. If this was in there and had any kind of moisture, it would get on your map sensor or something. That probably wouldn't be a good thing. But if you had the time and washed this out and let it dry, I don't see why you couldn't use it again. I don't know. Just a thought. Maybe I'll do a video on washing out your car. Maybe I'll do that. See how many hits I get on it. How many people maybe say, no, you can't do that. Maybe I'll do that. I think I will. I'll make a video on washing your car element out and see what kind of what people have to say for it. Alrighty, so this is Rick. I'm not done yet. I have to put these all together to show you how everything snaps together yet, and then I'll finish the video. Alright, until everything is dry, I'll see you. Okay, it's Tuesday. These are all nice and dry. They've been in the window for a few days. And they're nice and dry. So let's take it down and put it in the vacuums. Wind's blowing. Hello everybody, here it is Tuesday. Our HEPA filters are all dry. And let's put these back together again. Alrighty, here. Come down a little bit. Tip it. So I can see you while I'm talking. Okay. This is the one that had that little filter that I was telling you about. It doesn't show it in the schematic. You look online for the parts, all the parts on this vacuum. It doesn't even show this little filter. So it goes down in here. This goes on top. Just slides in there. Not a big deal. This is the little HEPA filter for the bottom here. That snaps in place. There we go. And then we've got the cover. What did I do with the cover? Alright, I'm missing something. Oh, there it is on the floor. Alright. Oh, jeez. Let me tell you what. This phone drives me crazy sometimes. Alright, this hook's in the bottom. I might have to tip it back a little bit. And that goes in the bottom, and then it snaps here at the top. There we go. Alright, then this is the one that's kind of funky when you go to lock it on. There's a lock and unlock on it, and you fit it down into the notches. I'm trying to see where the notches are. There they are. See where the unlock and lock is on there? There's little pictures. So you kind kind of line that up with that one. Fits in there, and then you just turn it, and it locks in place. If you ever tried to open one of these that has the lock on it, you push in on it. I show you, kind of hug it a little bit, push in on it, and it'll unlock. Alright, sure it doesn't do it when you got it on the camera. There we go. I pushed in on it and it unlocked. There you go. So, that fits back into place here. Snaps back in. There we go. We are all ready to go. Sure. Let's see. Sometimes this doesn't push that down. There we go. You gotta make sure you get a tight seal, especially back here in the back for the vacuum. And then this one's all, I've got it all cleaned up underneath, no more hair or anything. One of these I take upstairs, and the other one I put downstairs. I think this is the upstairs one. So here's that square HEPA filter, HEPA, and there's that piece of foam that we washed out. That just sits right in there. And this little piece snaps on the top. There we go. And this thing, it's got a little, fits in there and snaps into place. There we go. Sure it's in. Of course, and this one is all so cleaned in the bottom. And there's my two vacuums. They're good for another year. So, you know, this takes a little time. You can wash those out. I think the square filter, you can buy the filter and that piece of foam. I think it's like $12. But then you'd have to pay shipping on top of it, so it could be about 15 bucks. And the other one I think is maybe $10, so 12, so you know, save myself, what have I got here, 15, 20, 26, $27 I save a year by just washing them out and letting nature dry them out and reuse them again. But I'm gonna run that I'm gonna do this one though. I'm gonna do this filter here, the car filter. It can't hurt anything, but God, I hope people complain. Make some people mad. Said you can't wash those filters. Just change them. So yeah, this is Rick. I'm a troublemaker. I know. Be nice to your neighbor, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See ya.